J, counselor. Dr. 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 J, counselor. You matter. You matter. You matter. You matter.
Good evening, Faith family. This is your boy, Dr. J, and this is Do I Want to Stay Married, man? Listen, I am excited. We got a hot show for you, but it's like no other because, guys, this is our season finale, absolutely, for Do I Want to Stay Married? And guess what? No ordinary show. This is our Tell All by Dr. J, the counselor, and some wonderful co-hosts and guests. And, of course, I'm rolling with my queen, Lady J. Lady, how are you, darling?
I am amazing. And, Doc, let's be clear. I am so excited about this season finale. We have had an amazing season one, but we are going to tell nothing but the truth and all of the truth, so help us God tonight.
Well, the great part about it, and I love telling the truth, you look cute in your pink, you know what I mean? I think you should bring it to the bedroom. Just saying. Listen, man,
Can't
we
wait to
are
talk about
absolutely
that.
excited. Listen, I can't roll by myself, and I'm getting ready to introduce some wonderful people to you. But listen, not only can you watch this show on live stream, because we're streaming live right now on Facebook on Dr. J, the counselor, but make sure you go out and check out our other shows, man. You can go out to kjlhradio.com. That's a great and famous Stevie Wonder radio station, kjlhradio.com on podcasts, or quite naturally, you can watch us on all the podcast platforms, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple, you know we're there, and also on iHeart, man. So make sure you watch all the shows. They're hot topics, man. We deal with it transparently all across the board. But tonight, if you've missed all the others, you want to watch this one, so make sure you stick out for that. And quite naturally, rolling with our co-host today. He out of witness protection, y'all. Today, not only is he out, but we're going to free him up today, y'all. I think he's going to let his chest show, his teeth smile. KD, ATL, a.k.a. Duval. What's up, man?
Man, Doc, Lady J, Sheila, man, what's going on? Y'all already know it's your boy. It's your boy. All I'm going to say is, you ain't hearing nothing from me. It's coming from the streets. That's my disclaimer. So
There it is.
we got it. All tell, baby. Tell all.
You
all of
ain't
that.
held responsible for it. And then quite naturally, we're rolling with our girl, sophisticated Sheila, man, the one and only out of L.A. Hey, Sheila.
Hey, Dr. J. Hey, Lady J. And hey, KD, the voice, the streets, as you say. I don't know if he has those glasses on to hide anything, but we're going to find out today what's really going on behind those shades. We got tribe vibes, and I got to tell you, I've heard a lot from these ladies. Tribe lives matter. And we're going to talk about what they have to say today.
No, you didn't just trend the hashtag.
Wow.
Stop it. Our fellas got to come with it tonight. So first of all, I want to introduce our wonderful guest here in the studio, Miss Jan, all the way from Tampa, Florida. Hey.
Look, absolutely. Look, Miss Jan all the way from Florida and her wonderful husband. I cannot wait for you guys to chime in tonight.
Roger. The one and only, man. It's good to have you, man.
Sir, glad to be here.
Listen, man, it's good to have you both and to bring your perspectives and dialogue. You guys, not only as young married couple, but also just you deal with a lot of people in your fields and things of that nature. So this is going to be good for our millennials and et cetera, what have you. So it's great to have you guys, man, in the studio.
Nice to be here.
Absolutely. And then quite naturally, we're going to shift over in the studio. I call it the ladies' corner, you know what I mean? Because I'm getting a little steam from over up in that side. You know what I'm saying? We got the one and only Miss Gwendolyn. Hi, Miss Gwen.
Hi, Dr. J.
Hi, Auntie. What's going on, girl? You too fly to be mama. Hey, Auntie. Yeah. Miss Gwen.
Dr. J.
We gonna get along today?
We gonna get along today.
Amen, baby. Come on over to the men's side. You know what I'm saying?
No. No.
I'm gonna call you man. That's something like live too. And then quite naturally rolling right beside of y'all, Miss Shannon. Hi, Miss Shannon.
Hey, how are you?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, Miss Shannon, because I don't know what side you on yet, but we gonna figure it out in a minute.
We'll see.
Okay.
The night's young.
Oh,
The night's young.
Indeed.
Look, I'm like everybody. I hear Shannon, Miss Gwen saying they on the right side, like I'm on the Lord's side. They on the right side.
There's something wrong with you guys, man. Already, I want to recognize some people here on social media. Quite naturally, we have Monte Banks, Crayona, Rudy, Christy Mitchell. I see you, Sierra. I see you. Man, listen, all of our fans, the lovers, man, thank y'all for chiming in. Make sure to continue to like, share. It's going to be a hot show. But listen, there's a big trending situation that's going on with one of my colleagues. And I think more so maybe it's just the packaging of the information or here, not there, whatever, because he does a great work. But at the end of the day, some of those things we're going to literally throw out there because I got them in my inbox. We're going to throw them out there. We're going to talk about them, what have you, is because sometimes the women don't feel like they get a chance to discuss it in full disclosure. So tonight, I'm going to create that platform so we can hear it all the way out. I do want to do something very sound tonight, man, someone that's close to my heart. I want to commit this, this show tonight to a great friend, a great brother. He was a deacon in our church, but just an awesome gentleman, man, and certainly a lost soldier, man, that I believe that's with the Lord. Deacon Bennett, man, tonight we commit this show to you and your family. We're praying for you. Stay strong, Miss Bennett, and again, so sorry for your loss.
From the barbershop to the courthouse to in your house.
The voice is giving you the real scoop, straight from the street.
I love God, but God is still working on me.
He says he's keeping it 100.
You be the judge.
Here's your boy, KD, representing the people's voice.
Hey, family, we're back. This is your boy, Dr.J, and this Do I Want to Stay Married? We're telling all tonight. Special edition, 2 hours, guys. It's going to be hot. And who to kick this thing and start off no better? Might as well get all the way in those streets. KD, call at your boy.
What it do, Doc? This is your boy KD. Y'all already know the one that bring it to y'all kind of ways, baby, straight from them ATL streets by way of Duval County. Hey, this topic here, man, tell all. Nah, we're going to tell a little bit of it, though. We're going to tell a little bit. Hey, but Doc, because I want to go back in witness protection, so, but we're going to do it like this here. There's a question out here in the streets. You know, about what men want and what women want. So, from the women's side, right? And the women just say they want to be treated with respect and love as they do us. You know, I could dig it. And then from the man's side, now there's two parts to this. I wasn't going to say nothing about the second part, but the first part was pretty legit. He said that women need to start giving us the benefit of the doubt. And I was like, what you mean? He said, quit treating us like as if we're gonna treat you the same as your ex did, you know. So he cheated on you. So every minute I go somewhere, you're gonna think the same thing I'm doing. So give us the benefit of the doubt. That's what one of the brothers said. So I big up him on that one. But this last brother, I know lady gonna get me on this here, but he said, let me quote, I wrote this thing down. He said, as long as I'm good to you, let me be a hoe.
What?
I'm telling y'all, this ain't nothing I said. This is straight from the streets. The brother said he do what he do. He treat you right, but he just want to do his thing too. That's all.
Look, let me say
This is
something.
your boy
First of
KD
all,
breaking it to you all kind of ways, baby. That's them ATL streets talking to you. If you've been to ATL, y'all know how them brothers roll, man. That brother
First
just
of all,
want to do his thing.
I don't care. I don't care if it's in the
I'm just
ATL, the OMD, the APR. No, let's deal with this because you're talking about it came from the ATL. You mean to tell me that if a man is being good to a woman, then there should just be, hey, you know what, baby, you can do and have whatever you want. You can have your cake and eat it too. Is that what y'all are saying, doctor?
Go ahead, KD. Go ahead. Get him off your back, baby. Go ahead.
To be honest with you, and this is real talk, you have some women here in these ATL streets accept that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Now,
so this ain't nothing I heard. I'm telling you what I know for a fact.
I'm going to concur with KD. You know, there is something that's been said about what's called a high value man, which means that we're talking about a man. We're saying for his value is that it's not just about your opinion. It's about all the women that's in that vicinity, how they will rate or perceive that man. Since we're talking about this particular man, if he has these dynamics going, what she's saying and what's perceived is that, listen, You can This guy's saying, hey, if I'm taking care of business, if you're situated, you don't have to work unless you want to. You have what you need. What all the other extras are the needs are met. Leave me alone. Let me do me.
So let me get this straight.
Okay.
So because he has this high value,
Okay.
he has money, he has all this, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically saying, as long as I take care of you, I can give you the house, the money, the jewels, whatever you want. You're okay. Don't bother me. I can do what I want to do.
Katie, is that what he's saying?
Is that what he's saying?
That's what he's saying.
I don't agree.
That's what he said.
But it's like, okay, but I guess it depends on the woman. It really depends on if she's willing to accept that and that's what she wants to do. Okay, that's on her. But then she can't go around complaining, right? So that's what we have a problem with. Is we want to sit here and we accept the certain things and situations, but then when things don't go the way we don't want to, it's like, but wait a minute, you just agreed that you were okay with that. But me personally, I would have a problem with that.
Okay.
I'd like, no, you said you chose me, but that means she's giving something in return too.
Okay.
So no, I don't think he should be able to go do what he wants to do because he just committed something to her.
Let's be clear. Miss Gwen.
And that's all I gotta say about that.
Miss Gwen, what'd you say?
And I'm like Miss Shannon. What type of woman are you attracting to accept this type of behavior from a man?
Okay.
And what type of high dollar and who's categorizing you as being a high dollar man to say that you're this person if you're taking these type of women?
Okay.
So who's determining that he is a high dollar man?
The marketplace. The stats said, let's give it. This is not by numbers now. This is the survey, okay, of what they're saying in America is usually it's that $10,000 a month and up, depending on the market. That's around the ATL.
A six-figure salary.
You know what I mean? What I will say though, and I think that need to be said, is maybe men who's financially and economically sound and great with their resources, because I think you can take less money and still make it pop off. Because there is some hardworking men that maybe don't make that but got a great life for themselves. So that really sound economical man that literally has his life together, has the great credit, do think wisely, have the business or whatever he have going in his life. He's just saying, listen, if I'm doing X, Y, and Z, why you bother me?
Okay, this is the tell-all. Miss Gwen, please, this is a tell-all. I'm trying to process this backwards, and this is, do I want to stay married? And this is a relationship show all over the world. The reality of it is absolutely, and I've said this to Katie a million times over, if there is a man that we don't know that's anonymous, and he wants to take care of and basically take care of, and it sounds to me like he's a pimp because he wants to pay money and house somebody and give her everything that she wants, but then he wants the capacity and the ability to sleep and be with somebody else. That sounds like a pimp and a prostitute. That does not sound like two wise people in a committed relationship. That's from the streets. The streets of Lady J.
First of all, let me debunk the myth that value is in the dollar figure. Let me just help you with the streets.
Okay.
See, we got to define what value is. Okay, we're just talking money. That's a whole different conversation because I can make that. A woman can make that. But if you're talking about value, a high value man is one that is trustworthy, faithful, loyal, patient. You can't put a price tag on that. So if you want to talk high value, talk about stuff that is priceless. That is a high value man. So the streets got it a little twisted because see, today's woman can make all of those things and she can go get those things. So when you set that on the shelf, what do you have left? So is he really high value if you can do it too? Or is he high value because he honors the ground that you walk on?
Okay, so I'm glad. But here we go.
Right,
I'm glad we opened
day.
the can of words. Let's just talk about equal ground. Let's just say he's financially stout, she's financially stout. They both got it together. And what the woman is saying, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong or what have you, is that she has value. She's bringing something strong to the table too, right? And he is as well. Are you saying that in a man's mind, and only the men know, they can talk, but ladies, please chime in, that in a man's mind, that we are going to equally think that we equally are strong and brought similar traits to the table and value it the same? I can unequivocally tell you, and the men are here so they can say their opinion, as I can unequivocally tell you that the men ain't thinking like that. We appreciate it, but it ain't valued the same. I don't care. Matter of fact, I don't care if you even make more money than me. It still ain't valued the same. We'll appreciate it. We'll use it. We'll use it now because we need the car. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'm not just gonna say that. Roger,
Let's see. You have two different type of men.
come on.
Okay. You have the man that knows what he wants and he sees what he can get. Now, if he can just tap into her and she fall for it, then he eats. But maybe the woman got the same agenda too. But both of them win.
What's the other man? Because I want to know. I want to meet him.
All right. Then you have the other man that knows what he wants. In that woman, he chooses not to do that.
Okay, I think that this is awesome. Okay, I really do. But I'm a fact finder. I like factual
Let's talk about
information,
it.
Dr. J.
Okay.
On the Good Tell All.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the origination of I think that first of all, I think it's unfair. So let me say this in the tell all. Let me be transparent and naked. I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair that back in the day, women were like barefooted in home having babies and cooking and cleaning for their man, and she didn't have to go to work. Thus, she could lay on her back and have sex and have a bunch of kids. That worked. The woman today is getting up before the man, headed out the door before the man, in some situations making more money than the man. And then y'all have the audacity to say that y'all don't value that the same. That's a conflict for me.
But let me say this to you. But there is some men, that woman don't have to do it. It's a choice for her, but she don't have to do anything. What I'm saying to you is you can't be that woman and then deal with that type of man and think you calling the shots like that.
I think I agree with you, and hear me clearly. I think for the woman who decides and says, hey, you know what, I don't want to work and I want to be a well-kept woman, because that's the terminology, that I want to be a kept woman, then I think that works for her.
Okay, let me throw something at y'all real quick. All right, this is to the ladies. Okay, it was asked on the survey. I'm going to throw it out here right now. As a single woman, if you had known, or if you know, that you would have to work just as hard, if not more, being married all the way to the age of retirement, would you still have gotten married? Would you do marriage? Or would you have stayed single and have to work less?
I'm going to be very direct. I would have...
Baby, I'm getting ready to throw your Louis away. I'm getting ready to throw Coach away. Help me.
I'm getting ready to be very direct.
What you do?
I would choose you all over again. It's just, that's my truth. I always deemed the marital relationship a partnership. I never came into the relationship with the perspective of, oh, I can't wait for him to do for me. Because the kind of man that you were day one, I knew the benefits of marrying you because you were always a gentleman, always kind. I love every benefit. I remember when I got insurance when I married you. I started out with benefits, okay? I was a young girl, that part. But I didn't enter in for what you had. I entered in for where we were going together. That's just my storyline.
And Monty, I see you, man. Thank you, Monty. Say facts, dog. I hear you. Kristen Mitchell, stop it. She's talking about, I agree, Lady J, and Shannon, I agree. And Sierra, she just do not like Kevin. That's fine, too, Sierra. That's fine. Over there, I got it. She's talking about, I love being married to Kyrie. This was not a shout-out, Christy, okay? Ms. Gwen, what you say?
I agree with Lady J 100%. You don't get with your spouse simply just to get what he has, especially if you're bringing the same thing to the table.
Okay.
It's about what we can develop and what we can make and what we can have moving forward.
Okay.
I don't want you just because of your benefits. No, I didn't marry for the benefits.
Okay.
I married for the relationship, and we can build the benefits together.
What you say, Ms. Shannon? What you think?
And again, not just because they're all saying, but I totally agree too.
Okay.
I mean, my husband and I were married at 19, so what did we have to bring together? Right? So, I mean, it was about a life, a partnership, teamwork. And you knew it was going to be hard at times, but this was the person I chose to walk this life with and build with. And guess what? When you put that together, and when I'm not putting an expectation on him to be better than me or anything like that, I just expect him to grow and not stay stagnant and not hold me behind and I not hold him, right? We need walking together, moving forward together and growing together. So it's not about if he had money or he had education or anything else or the same with me, because we both did. But again, it was a choice. So again, it does go back to choice, right? But I don't want to be a kept woman. I want to be a woman that was allowed to grow. And see, I didn't mind going to work, but my husband always said, whether you want to work or you don't want to work, that's up to you. Because I'm here as the man, as the covering, as the protector, as the leader, to make sure that you're growing and thriving. Okay. And that's what I love about my husband, and I would absolutely marry him again.
Yeah, I agree with Shannon and all the other ladies. Like, of course, we married young. We didn't have anything, no education, nothing. All we knew is that we loved each other and we wanted to grow together. You know, of course, there's hard times. People don't look at marriage. They think it's a piece of paper and it's pretty pictures. But of course, you know, of course, I would do it all over again. And I'm with you. My husband told me all the time, if you don't want to work, you don't have to. Yeah. But that's not me. But I would do it again.
I love it. Okay. Sheila.
Here's the thing that I really wanted to say, and I love what Lady J said. She would do it all over again. I think that many women and men, if they knew that they could have that kind of intense love that can grow and build together, I think everybody would agree that they want that kind of love. They want that partnership, right? Everybody's after that partnership, that love, that, you know, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you can say that, you know, you loved and you were loved. However, the problem, the key is the communication that goes on before the relationship even starts. See, what happens is somebody's coming with fake news, okay? Some of the men are coming with, half of the book. Some of the pages are missing. So they want us to accept the fact that well, because they ripped out all the nasty stuff that they are guilty of. Katie, you said you want us to give you the benefit of the doubt. Stop making us doubt in the first place and be truthful about what it is that you're looking for, and then give us the option to choose. When we have the option to choose, most women, I know every woman in my tribe, they got common sense as well as book sense. So when we lay it out on the table and we get to choose what we want and who we want to ride off into the sunset, some people might have been left in the dust and we didn't get that option. But going forward, I'm going to let you know right now, when you give us the option to choose, we are going to choose wisely and we're going to choose well. And it's going to be lasting, which is what Lady J and Dr. J have. It's a beautiful thing. But hey, stop trying to tell us what could go on and you can do this and you can do that. And we just have to take it. Because Bruno Mars said, leave the door open. I'm just saying, so someone might be coming in through the back door.
Oh. Listen, so look at this here. So what we not gonna do, y'all ain't gonna put my man in the corner. KD, I'm throwing it back to you, bro, so you can try to fight for yourself. Come on, baby.
Now, I just got one thing to say about that comment, Sheila, you just made. All we're saying is when you get off the plane to come meet us, get with us, leave your baggage at the baggage claim and come straight to us alone. Because, see, we're going to treat you right. The man that's going to treat you right, going to treat you right. But when you've been mistreated by another man before us, you bringing that baggage over to us. And now we're getting faulted for it. And we only doing what we can do. We're doing right by you. So leave it at the baggage claim.
But if you see the baggage and you still stay there and you decide to pick it up and take it home with you, that's not our fault.
Let me just say two things. And this is the difference between the men and the women. See, and this is probably a fault on us. Men, and it's a fault on you too. Men go for women for looks, not the money. And women, they go for the man for the money and not the looks. You can say what you want to say. I don't care what you say. You're going to say what you want to say. But y'all know the truth. See, that's the problem. Y'all can't handle the truth. I'm sick of this. I'm going on mute.
The reality of it is that men have baggage too. At the end of the day, some men and women come from different places in life, and y'all always want to talk about us and our daddy issues and little girl issues, and we be having them. But some of y'all be having issues, mama issues, short issues, insecurity issues. Y'all be having all kinds of stuff. This is the tell-all. I'm sick of it. You're not gonna act like women just be bringing it, and the most of the time y'all still trying to suck on our breasts, and we ain't got no milk to give you because we done gave it to our kids, and y'all still trying to be nurtured off of our boobs, and they're dry and they're hurting, and we're wishing that you would get off of them, KD.
Look at this boy. Look at this boy. Look.
Oh my God. I cannot take it, Dr. J.
All right, Roger.
here we go. We're gonna bring it home.
Okay.
We're gonna bring it home.
Real talk.
Oh, wow.
It's real talk. They're looking at the studio like inquiring minds want to know.
Help us.
If anything happened, I got a room, bro. I got a room.
Okay.
Jane, get off of it. Jane, get off of it.
Okay. Well, it's all about what the man wants. It's all about what the man wants. You know? And at the end of the day, if he has something already planned in his mind,
I believe that.
Yeah.
No woman can change that.
I believe that.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of men too. We get too big-headed sometimes to actually see what's actually good for us.
Mm-hmm.
We go with our, okay, no, this is what I want. This is how I want it. If you're not gonna give it to me, then
next.
Yeah.
On to the next.
On to the next. But if you're willing to do that and go through that, that's on you. Because some men may put the whole picture out in front of you and you still would take it. The good and the bad.
That's true.
True.
And some women will lay down.
Give it to us, brother.
Just lay down and just be a doormat for a while and say, I'm only going to take this for so long. And then want to rise up to be this big superwoman to this man. And that's what, the fall begins to happen.
Jan, I see you looking. Please help me.
I said something.
I think it's awesome.
I said something. But then you have, then you have the good man that, okay, I'm going to give it to you. You like this me. I don't know why I'm this way. I'm willing to change, but you the one that I'm speaking for myself.
Okay.
My days, I had a lot of women. She knew about them, but I had to make that choice, Further we got together and more we started learning each other, I had to make that decision because she said to me one day, because I thought I had it all together, if you don't fix yourself, I'm gone. And it hurt me when she said that.
No, tell the whole truth. He
Nothing but the truth.
He called me. Played it cool. He got home. His key was there. I was done. Because I love myself more and I wasn't willing to go through what all of that he had going on. So if you wanted to love me, you were going to love me correctly and nothing beneath any of that.
So that takes me to my next point.
Okay, come on.
Okay.
Come on.
So if the woman isn't strong enough for her own self, she look for that security in a man. And if that man just woo her, and a lot of women accept that.
Okay, so as a woman, if you've dated men in the past and they were just poor performing men, did not do right, didn't act right, whatever that is, what have you. However, you gave yourself to that. And I'm not just talking about intimately, I'm talking about your time, your mind, the whole works. And they could not pay the cost. Thus, at some point, you did away with them or they did away with you. Either way, you moved on. Now you develop yourself, you learn from it, you're a better person, you're stronger, you now speaking these big words about you're valuable, and then you met Jesus, all that good old stuff comes to the table, right? And now you meet the good man that's in your life. My question is, and was even at the time, is why do the good men have to pay more than the poor performing man did with you? How all of a sudden did Joe, Lord, I don't want to say value because I don't want to get the emails. Why do we have to pay more? Why do we have to take more? Why do we have to work harder than the individual who didn't do what they're supposed to do and broke your heart and we're the good man? That's my question.
I'm going to let Miss Gwen go there and then I'm going to chime in. Gwen, go ahead.
You know what, Doctor? We learn from those bad men. We learn what not to do, what not to accept. So therefore, our value within ourselves, it increases. So, of course, the better man in your standards, the better man that's going to come along, he's going to have to bring his A game. We're not accepting that anymore. Our value has increased now. So, yes, you're going to have to pay more to get a woman where we're at right now. We're not that woman anymore.
But what
So
about
yes,
him?
you're gonna okay. If he's coming and he's that man, then he's gonna accept me, faults and all.
But what are you offering better to
I
him
am
than you
offering
did to them?
me. I am a good woman. I am a valuable woman. I am offering me. I am offering me and everything about me. And if he's gonna accept that, then he's gonna accept that. But he's not gonna come as a half a man, or he's not gonna come as that old man that I've already put in the past and think you're gonna get me, the new woman that has bossed up and became this woman.
And I'm gonna say this, Doc. I wanna actually go to Sheila, but this is my thoughts about that because you asked a direct question. You said, "What's the benefit now?" You're getting a better woman. The woman, I thank God every day because you would not have even talked to the chick back in the day who was immature and unsure and uncertain. I wouldn't have even been on your level. By the time I had been heard deal with some sorry, trifling, broke down, disgusted individuals that did not have the value that I deserved, I was wise enough to understand when I saw you, I knew instantaneously you were a good man and that you deserve the best of me at the end of the day. So I think that everybody, it would be like a woman mistreating you and lying to you and dogging you out and cheating on you, and you allow it and you go through it, you're young and then you mature and then you wake up and say, oh, I'm not fooling with this. You're wiser.
I think men do say that. However, I just don't believe men bring that attitude to the game. It's just the more value y'all get, the more attitude you get. Some say, I didn't say that now. I'm just saying, it's look like your mouth increased with your value. I mean, you bossed all the way up and so did your mouth. That's all I'm saying.
Katie?
No, guys, listen.
What they saying on social media?
Watch this. I ain't gonna believe the name off, but this is what was said. Your self-evaluation may have increased, but your stock may have fallen based on the damage you're bringing. I'm just saying. Y'all, if this was the church, this right here where I would shout, sir.
Sheila.
I'm just saying.
Sophisticated Sheila. Please chime in.
You know, this conversation is so interesting. I love it because you say that our mouth gets bigger or we make more demands, but the thing is, perhaps you weren't listening in the first place when we said what it is that we were looking for. We may have not got in the past relationship, but we are going in eyes wide open. So it's interesting to me how when women say what they feel or what they're looking for or what their standards are, it's not transferred to being able-minded, confident, sure-footed, able to make a wise decision and using discernment. It's our mouth got bigger because, now we're talking more about what we will and will not do. Our value has always been there. We try our best to put that in the past. We do. But what happens is the dialogue does not happen in the beginning of that relationship where we get to say, hey, listen, this is what I've gone through and this is what I'm not going to go through anymore. And at that point, the real dialogue begins. That's what happens is too many of the relationships start off unequally yoked and nobody knows what the other person is bringing to the table. Men have baggage too. They have a lot of that. The problem is they don't wear it on their sleeve. We have to find out bits and pieces of it and just kind of fall out of the closet.
But Sheila, this is the thing though. And Kim is here, I got you, girls. Y'all hold me down. But listen, man, what's funny though, is that, women speak for the most part as if you're holding all the cards. You think you're holding the deck and you're not. You don't even have, if this was spades, y'all ain't got the joker. You don't.
Right.
You don't.
A real woman doesn't want the joker. A real woman doesn't want to hold the joker. A real woman doesn't want to hold that. A real woman wants to hold the hand of a real man. She doesn't need to be the boss of him. She doesn't need to say all the things that she wants and all. What she wants to do is hold on to someone who values her and sees that value in her and doesn't make her feel less than. So no, we don't want to hold the joker. We don't want to hold the big cards. I know how to play spades. I know how to bluff, and I know how to lay them all out there. But we want someone who's going to play the game fair.
Well, let me show you. If you know spades, let me cut the deck then. Let me show you. So basically, though, let me cut it on you real quick because I got some spades. So, but the spade is, then guys, why are so many single women? Don't get tired. Why y'all getting divorced? See, y'all powerful, but y'all holding each other hand in church. Because y'all got the biggest women ministry in the country. Don't y'all look at me like that? Guys, my thing is right here, because this is women's poor perspective, is they will be dealing with a man for years, right? Give all of it. I mean, just giving it up, right? Be years down the road, and this man still took you to the aisle, and you talking about you got a good man. Listen, the fruit is in the pudding. You don't win until you get the ring. You don't win. I'm telling you now, let that man drag you. Because trust me, these men may not say it today, because I don't want to give away no secrets, but I'm going to say it. When and if we want you, we'll do the right thing. I promise you. I promise. If we want you, we'll do it. And if we don't want to, we'll drag it out. And we'll do whatever we just want to do. But when we want to solidify, we ain't puzzled about it. We ain't lost. We ain't scared. Because we do what we want to do when we want to do it. For all the right reasons, when we discern, we're ready. Now, we'll say this right here. As long as, because boys like to play, as long as you will allow us to play, we will play. Even a good man. Even a good man. So I'm just trying to be transparent that sometimes good men are being lost through the cracks thinking, oh, that's trifling. No, that's nature. That's nature. The question of it is, are you the woman that he sees to be his woman? Y'all keep saying this as if you're making the choice, and you're not. He is. And I know y'all don't like it, but he is. Now, it's your body. You get to choose. That's the card you hold. You ain't got to let us in there, but y'all give up that kitty cat, so stop playing. Okay? Y'all lost that battle a long time ago. That was the only control you had. So after that point, we holding the deck. Because why? What you deem crazy, messed this and that other one, the other woman is saying, I'll settle, I'll take it, because you know what? I want a good man. And if that's the hit I got to take, this is a different world. This is not the world that I believe my mom and dad grew up in or things of that nature. That's not the deal.
It's not. Jen.
Hard conversation, but it's real. What are you guys going to tell your daughters and your nieces and your nephews? I got to raise a daughter in this. I got to raise a son in this. And I can't tell her that the man she may encounter is a dude like me. That's a lie. I got to tell her about all these type of men out here. You know what I'm saying?
Jan, baby, what you got to say?
No, Doc, you saying you got this other female over here
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
saying, baby, I'll take him with all of that. You don't know what season he in or who he is, you know? You don't know what she's taking.
That's right.
You don't know.
Okay.
We're only looking on the outside looking in, so you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, what layers he's pulling off,
Yeah.
what insecurities he's dealing with. You don't know.
But I think that that's the most important piece of it, and I'm going to come over to you guys. I think that is a reality. It's always good to do these, well, this person will handle this and this person can deal with that. Let me be very clear, and I've said this, and I will stand on this, and I'll clean this up in my Let's Be Clear moment. I can assure you, as I wear these 4 carats and am married to this man right here, and I challenge, inbox me, ma'am, all of you, anybody. I know him. And I know a lot of bad sisters out there, but I have not encountered one that I think from an unbiased perspective that could roll with this guy. You got to be spiritual. There's a list. You got to know how to pray. You got to know how to back it up and pray. You got to know how to handle his kids. You got to know how to handle his house. Somebody, she might be fine, but she would have a freaking nervous breakdown trying to be married to him. And if it was possible, I would want to rent him out sometime. And say, for all you all that really think you can hold it down, and I want him to know, go. Because I promise you, y'all will have fun for 2 days, but after the fizzle drop in the wine bottle and he got some expectations, girl, you would be popping some pills trying to get there. But the reality of it, I say that in confidence and humility, because I believe with everything in my core that I was built for him. His mother tells me, you were built for my son. My sister says, you were built for Dr. J. I believe that when God created me, he was fashioning some things in me that's just for him. So every other guy couldn't get it because it wasn't for them. I ain't never gave to any man, and you can inbox nothing other than a little conversation, right? And a little bogus time, because they couldn't tap into something that made me want to give all of that and sacrifice. You got to be with who God has for you. And I believe when you find the person that God has for you, then you all have something that's worth preserving. That's why, Kevin, you and Sylvia still have an amazing relationship in spite of. That's why Jan and Roger, you all still have an amazing relationship in spite of, because God is the only one who can sustain and take something that's crazy and make it good. And I look here, you need me a mic drop?
Preach. Come on. What? Preach.
Great doctor.
All right, so let's wrap this one up. Question for you guys, because people need information, okay? Because there's a lot of people out here that's choosing now to go into deeper relationships and get married. So let's just give you an answer, yes or no on this, okay? Be that man or woman, if they are involved with a person, okay, and they desire that individual, that's who they want to be with, okay? That's who they want to be with. They have everything that they need. That's who they want to be with every time. The only thing is, and I want to say it from a man perspective, but I mean it vice versa as well, okay? So say the man has goals. He has his economics correct. His life is together, good man, ready to love her, take care of it, just totally situated, right? Together. What if she's in financial duress? Meaning poor credit, no money, I mean just a bad situation, and she would not be able to really help him achieve the goals in her current state. I want to clear this up. I mean that vice versa as well. What if it was a woman, met a man, she's financially sound and good together, but he is just indebted and can't help her reach her goals? My question is, what is your advice or direction with that? Do you tell them to move forward in the relationship, or do they need to stop and remedy the situation if they're going to choose to be together, or they need to go their separate ways?
So if this person is everything you want, you need, you know that God has ordained this person for you, I wouldn't just give up on the relationship. I would pause and say, hey, baby, let's get these finances. Let's get this in order before we move forward, because married, houses, it's financial responsibility. And if you're not ready to go there, you will sink. You know, so let's pause. Let's figure out, let's get you on a system, and then we can move forward. And if they love you, they're going to wait and they're going to roll with the punches.
And be responsible. Roger?
Well, I think once a man will know if that's his woman. I don't care what a man say. He knows that's his woman, that's his wife, because God gave it to him.
Yeah.
And will you take her with bad credit?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's awesome.
Okay. All right, Shannon, we slide over to you.
Okay.
And
So I would say the same thing and agree more towards where Jan is. And I think that's great, Roger, what you were saying too. But again, to pause, let's take a break. Let's take care of these things before bringing them in, which brings back to, the whole thing about baggage. That was the one thing I was going to say that I didn't completely agree with all of my sisters with is she may have had baggage from previous hurts. It's not fair to dump it on that new man because he is not that past man. Vice versa, a man should not bring in his hurts from a previous relationship from another woman because it's not fair to crucify them for something that the other one did. So really, as far as finances, relationships, whatever, they should pause, still work through it together, but they need to deal with all the baggage before bringing it in. Because then you come in with this heavy luggage, this heavy load, and it may seem easy at first, but after a while it's going to get heavy. So if people would, like you said, pause, and if you feel this is truly who you're supposed to be with, then you will take that time, take it before God, and you will deal with and handle your business before you come together and be the business.
And see, in my relationship prior to marriage, we discussed and we went through the credit. And okay, let's get this straight before we move forward, because there are things we're not going to be able to have because this is a situation. And we had to look at what caused him to be in the situation that he was in. Because if it was just irresponsibility, then maybe this is something I need to rethink. Maybe this is a relationship I need to think about, moving forward and getting beyond. But if it was other factors and other issues like it was in my situation, let's get this straight. And we don't necessarily have to pause, but let's deal with this. Let's get this straight so that we'll be secure and we'll be able to move forward.
Gotcha.
I like it.
Sheila,
I like it.
Sheila, I want to go to you.
The Bible says we have to count up the cost, right? So counting up the cost, so you sit down and you have that dialogue. Now, what needs to go on the table at that point, outside of, her finances or his finances or what have you is, what do your goals look like? Do they line up? I mean, you got to go from A to Z. If your beloved is content with where they are and they're like, look, I don't have the credit, I don't have this and that, and I'm not trying to do anything about it, then you got to decide, is that something that you want, or do you want a little bit more? You want somebody who's better lined up. You got to be equally yoked on that. Even though she may or he may not have it then, do they have the potential to do that? And the only way to figure that out is to sit down and count up the costs and see if the goals line up from A to Z. If you're trying to go around the world and she's just trying to go up to the corner store, then you keep going, you keep, that kind of relationship going, that's a poor choice. And I gotta say, one of the tribe weighed in, Ms. Kim already said, by the way, that the ring is not necessarily the win. From the tribe.
Well, it sure ain't your cookies no more. So tell me what is the win then? Because I want to know what's y'all litmus test that you put yourself in a better position. Just earthly. I understand the yokeness, but give me an earthly dynamic of what says, okay, I've just progressed in my relationship.
Well, listen, Dr. J, since this is raw and uncensored and you are asking the question, listen, the win, I know for some of the tribe members, the win is somebody who's going to tickle and rub her toes until her eyes roll back in her head, wash her hair, wash her back. Okay, the win is going to be where she doesn't have to come home and cook because it's already ready. The bath's already there, the flowers are already on the table, the mood is already set. And listen, he's going to allow you to go first, ladies. And if he never gets there, he'll be okay with that. See, sometimes that's a win in and of itself.
Oh, I know what y'all got, baby. That's an ex-offender. That's an inmate.
It just depends on.
That ain't no working, man.
Oh my God.
That was a pen pal. He's fresh out. KD, come on, man. These girls weighing us out tonight, man. What do you say?
This one here is kind of a twofold, and I think the young lady did mention part of it, but let me say this here. Especially when you're talking about the credit and their financial stability and all that. Some of us wasn't raised to understand credit, things of that nature. Like for me, for example, I knew nothing about credit because my father did everything by money, cash. Everything was done cash. So I didn't know nothing about credit until I got grown, until I got older. So I said that to say this. Depending on the woman as far as why she's in the situation she's in financially, why her credit is bad, why this and that. Is it because she don't want to work? Or she always hopping from job to job, then if that's the case, we gone. I leave that, But if this is a woman that don't know anything about credit because she wasn't taught or raised or even understand it, but she's in a financial situation, but she got a job, she keeps a job, she's been on the job a long time, but she's career minded, but she just don't understand how to financially get herself together and things of that nature, then guess what? I'm rocking with you because either we're going to learn this together or we're going to fall burning together or whatever you call it. But I'm rocking with you because you got the drive, you got the career mind. Now we just need to either talk to somebody, get together and try to get this here whole thing structured where we're going to be successful together. So that's my take on that.
You were kind of mature tonight.
See that?
Good job.
Giving my brother a hard time. You know what I mean?
You act like you kind of
I really want to share, and I think everybody, transparency and opinion, we laugh, we play, we enjoy, we challenge and inspire. But at the end of the day, I bring this up is because what's destroying relationships all around the world? It's not commitment, it's not the first, it's not communication, what have you. One of the biggest dynamics that break up relationships globally has been economics, money. It's the least thing discussed. It's one thing when you go in a relationship and yes, you have all those variables, but at the end of the day, people do start having dreams. They do start having ambitions. And when you can't get it together, when you can't get the chemistry to happen and be on the same financial page, in all honesty, we have people that's using different credit cards, hiding money, buying things they shouldn't buy and the other don't know. All these things come about and people allow currency, poor economic understanding to destroy what it could have been an amazing relationship in love, you know? And so when you know better, you do better. I pray that somebody in the midst of all of this, the funny, the enjoyment, the challenges, the ambitions, that real talk, make sure you have conversations, real talk. Pull the credit. If it's going to be a situation, pull it, look at it together, and know what you're taking on. And if you're going to take it on in the name of love, and let's not argue about it later. Let's get it together. Let's get educated in it, and let's move forward and do this wonderful, I'll call grown folk relationship. So I appreciate you guys, man, dealing with money. And that's our tell all, man. We really do it. Don't forget, man, go out to kjlhradio.com. Go out to all the Spotify, the Apple, the iHeartRadio, etc. You can find these type of shows that's out there. We're going to talk about those little tabooish topics that people don't really want to deal with, but it's happening to people every day. We'll be right back.
Let's be clear with Lady J. Lady J. Lady J. Ladies, it's our Let's Be Clear moment. You are amazing. Amazing. You are powerful. Powerful. Let's be clear. You are a daughter of the Most High God. It's your girl, Lady J.
Let's be clear, let's be clear, let's be clear. Hashtag let's be clear. Oh my God. First of all, in this season finale, and this is the tell all, I figured that I would give you guys just my uncensored transparency. I hope that this helps relationships all over this country. There was this movement called Fireproof. And if anybody, if you ever went to the churches, it was all of us like, how do you fireproof your marriage? And I want to kind of put that out there today. We ask all these questions and we got all these criterias, and you know, a person got to have this, a person got to have that, and they got to bring this, and they got to bring that, and they got to bring it this way and that way. But the premise of that movement was that firefighters, they don't run out of buildings. They run into burning buildings. They run into buildings that have things that are people that are in there that they want to save and secure. So this is my let's be clear moment. At the end of the day, and Dr. J, Dr. Frederick Jacobs, my good husband, I would run into a burning building to rescue this marriage. I would run into a burning building, meaning when it's on fire, meaning when we're not getting along, meaning when we don't see things the same way. Because see, that's a burning building. That's a burning relationship. My let's be clear moment is when you love someone, you don't run out the building to leave somebody to die. You run in the building to save them. So my renewal for myself this week was I'm willing to run into any burning dynamic to make sure to save my marriage and to make sure that it's secured. And I would encourage and challenge everybody else, quit being a wuss and cockeying out, and we find any excuse to run away, leave each other. It's like people are looking for a reason to no longer be together. I'm looking for every good reason to stay married to this good man that God blessed me with, and that is even if I have to run into a burning building. That's my let's be clear moment.
Well, somebody called 911. I know that's right. Or we're going to try not to set no fires, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, lady. Let's be clear with your pink on. I know that's right.
Dr. J, the transparency and the tell-all is that sometimes this marriage is burning.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Sometimes there's something that's not succinct. There's a need that's not being met that you desire. There's a thought that I have about something. That's the truth. But when you love somebody, you're not going to leave them in the burning building. You're going to find a fire extinguisher to put it out. That's what. And for me, my fire extinguisher is God.
Most people in a relationship, they go light more fires. If they're right part of the house burning, they go to the other side of the house and they cause setting no fire over there. You know, and both of them just burn up. It just be crazy to me. Which brings me to a point. Good point, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, here we go. Communication is key. Now, I said this before in the past, and I travel all the country with this thing, and I'm going to say it right now, okay? Women say, for the most part, not you women, but just general women, okay? Don't want to put nobody in the box, that men do not talk. They don't talk. They don't talk to me. They don't talk enough. They don't communicate. I say men do talk. They just don't talk to you. But this is why. Because men know that women are prosecutors. So, ladies, our question is, with the statement is, no, men do talk, but do you guys believe that the perspective of how you guys see your conversation going. Are you communicating or are you prosecuting? Are you interrogating us? You know, which do you believe that you're doing? And I'm not saying that every time, but I'm just talking about the masses. So I'm not talking about just one woman. I'm talking about in the general number of women. From what you see, I want y'all to be the judgment of women that y'all deal with every day and that y'all see TV or not or what have you. Are they interrogating or are they really communicating to the men, even if they have a problem?
Well, I'm going to keep it real because the tribe knows, listen, the tribe and most women, we are fact finders. Yes, we are. We do like to gather all of the details. Yes. A lot of it is just, we don't need to necessarily throw it back at you. But, we find that there's sometimes little things that pop out. So we have to go back in our mental Rolodex and see if it matches that. Now, if it's grossly overestimated, we're going to say something. We're going to call you out on it. But the little stuff, for the most part, we'll file away and we'll keep watching. So, yeah, we do build a case. Whether or not we prosecute can have a lot to do with a couple of things. But I'm going to keep it real with the tribe. If you're handling things right in the bedroom, chances are we're not going to prosecute you too hard.
You deal with
Sheila.
Uh-oh.
Come on. This might be the first time me and Sheila don't agree. Go.
I've agreed with you this whole entire time. But listen, sometimes I don't want your sex if it's not cut and clear.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Sex won't do it.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And listen, I can be transparent. So I've been a prosecutor. I've been understanding. So it just all depends on the situation and my mood. That's one thing I am working on though, because that's still present. Like I need to be able to come to him and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is the issue. Instead of bringing it to him like already prosecuting him,
Right. Jane, you look like that woman on y'all ever seen that movie on called All Rise? On Prime?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, show, baby. You look just like it, baby. You look like you're a prostitute. Call me, dog. Call me, baby.
I'm a lot to deal. I am a lot to deal with. I am.
Woo! Baby, they be having them books. You have them cases. I understand.
We all are.
Shannon. Have you ever been in the court of law? Did you prosecute?
No. But I would have to say it really is. I don't feel most of the time it is being a prosecutor. It's giving them the opportunity to discuss, to explain what they've got going on, what their thoughts were, what was happening. And we were actually talking about this earlier. And it's not that we're trying to come at them or at men or anything like that. Like, we do love our men. Right. So if we wanted to prosecute, we would just skip the prosecution, just judged. But we got God, right? And so we're sitting here learning, like you said, we know within our feelings and stuff, we can be a lot sometimes too. We just want clarity. Communication, clear, defined communication. So even though he may have said something and we're going back and saying, hey, but this is an issue. I'm not clear on this. This is what I am hearing. I think a lot of times that's the thing. We don't go back and ask, just to be clear, is this what you meant? Is this what you said?
Right.
We just take it all and it's like, well, that's my perception. That's how it felt. That's how it came across. No, take that second. Is this what you really meant? Not to be coy, not to be nasty. It's just let them talk, but then also be able to receive too, and be able to accept the answer that comes.
I'm so ready for Miss Gwen. Let me be clear. No, I want you to hear me clearly. One is, I heard you, sis Sheila. I'm like Jan. Sex and communication are not equal to be the same for me ever. As a matter of fact, I process my way backwards. But what I do want to say is this, and I want Miss Gwen to chime in. At 20, I was a prosecutor. At 25, I was a prosecutor. At 30, I was a prosecutor. At 35, I retired. Because I don't have any interest in asking a million questions. Now, this is what the good doctor said. We are live. We're streaming. We'll be in LA next week. This will be all over the country. What Doc said is a man really will choose what he wants to do. See, when I got my retirement, Jan, it's because everything, and I think Jada Pinkett said it best, whatever him and God can do and he can go to bed and live with every day, I think that's what he needs to do. I used to want to check the phones. I could care less about that. I used to want to, first of all, let me say this before he chimes in. No, you have not, and no, we don't have that kind of relationship. My sister said to me a couple of weeks ago that Trinity had her dad's phone. And she said this registered to her what a good man my brother-in-law is, that his child can pick up his phone. It don't have a lock on it. It don't have a password. She can see anything. See, I think that I have to trust and know that that's who I married. So his character, I don't have to interrogate character. Does that make sense? So I don't think that we're trying to go in the interrogation room. I think when we do come up with something, and Gwen, I'm getting ready to spin it to you, when we do ask a question, we don't want you to beat around the bush. We don't want to talk about you asking us something about us. We want you to just I asked you a question. This is not about me right now. I asked you, and I need what is called question and answer. I'm tagging you in,
Okay,
Gwen.
exactly. We don't want all this that you want us to hear. We want the answer to what we just asked you. And sister, I don't agree with what you said about the sex either. Because if I'm upset and I need communication, sex is not going to fix that. No. We need to deal with the situation that's at hand.
Agree.
We need to make this
totally
clear.
Agree. Now, I agree. I didn't say sex will fix it. I did not say that. What my point is after you ask those questions, women tend to still hold on to it. They don't know when to come off of the jury. That's all I'm saying. At a certain point, after you've pleaded your case and after you've gotten your answers, a lot of women, and I'm keeping it real because I've done it, you still hold on to it. So my point is that after you've gotten your answers and you're still holding on to it, and the man is trying to now make it better, it is better when he comes at you in a soft and gentle way, and the sex is better. But I'm just simply saying, after you get your answer, come down off the jury bar. I mean,
KD, you heard the ladies, right? So what do you say to this, man? Because the women are saying they're not prosecutors or what have you. Do men feel like they're being interrogated or they're communicated to? What is the street saying?
Yeah, definitely being interrogated because, like you said, it's how they position and how they come at you, how they say it. They don't come off softly, like they come at you like they already know you did it. They just want you to say you did it. That's how y'all come at us.
Y'all, please look at Grace.
No, see, and that's where the problem come in at with us. See, you think you know the answer, so you coming at us as if you knew the answer in a negative form. So it ain't like you coming to us and saying, "Well, I know you ain't do nothing. I know he ain't done nothing. I'm just gonna ask
Roger,
him." Nah,
why are you
I know
dancing?
this joker did it, so let me ask.
Roger,
that's how y'all do it.
Roger, you just started shouting. Show them your church dance. Show the country. Yeah.
He was on point.
And
No, for real.
Okay.
Roger, what you say?
That was the same thing I said.
Yeah.
Women in general.
Not the one you going home to sleep with.
They already fixed the question. They got the answer. Okay. When they bring it to you, they already have the answer. So whatever answer you give them, if it's not the same answer that they have in their head, you're wrong. It don't matter. Even if you tell them, well, that's not how it happened. Because women sit there, build a case in their head, have the answer, bring it to you, but no, you're wrong. Well, that's not how it was. Make me understand. So when the man tried to make the woman understand, she still don't understand. We understand. Mm-hmm. See, we give it to you.
Because y'all one-track minded.
Okay, now see how I got Miss Gwen breathing. Put me in, coach. So I'm gonna say this, and this is the tell all. This is the season finale. Women, don't get upset with me. I'm gonna put this out here because this is the truth. This is something that I learned. I hope it's a nugget. If you find yourself having to apologize to your husband because you misread a situation, it really wasn't, what you thought it was, I think you have to learn from that. I think one of the reasons that I retired is because some things that I put together really, you're right, Roger, it was just in my mind. And some of that came from, I think this, and hear me, Doc, this is big, and you counsel this all the time. Some people try to figure out in their mind and think worst case scenario so they can deal with the pain, so that they don't have to hurt. So if they tell themselves, oh, he cheated on me, and oh, I'm upset and I'm mad, and you go through all the emotions, and he may have just talked to somebody, but you done already had them in bed having kids, him leaving you because you're already trying to deal with the pain. So I think we have to deal with what Miss Gwen said. If I ask a question and I'm matured, I just want real-time answer. And I, as a woman, should not take it any further than what you give to me out of pure respect for us and our truth.
So then let's do this then. This is my recommendation to the ladies if you want men to talk more.
Please help us.
If we open up as men, to me, whether good, bad, and different, if in fact you say that you guys just got questions, you want to have a conversation, then do me a favor. Before you have the conversation in your head, have it with me. Talk to me if you're going to talk to me. But you don't talk to God first. You don't talk to yourself second. I mean, you done had you done had all these conversations, and then you want to have an intimate, you say conversation with me, and it ain't intimate.
Yeah.
It ain't intimate. Matter of fact, I'm really like a side chick. I'm really the leftover conversation.
You're the last one.
All I'm saying is just talk to me so you can be vulnerable and I can be vulnerable. And I think that's a great atmosphere. Then you can feel and do what you got to do if we feel like it's real. But we know y'all coming loaded. What I'm just saying is the men is saying, we ain't buying that lie. We know y'all pretty much
got averted.
Set that up, okay?
Absolutely.
So here we go. Ready?
You're not getting ready to go to sex after you done prepped us on how to communicate.
Well, we gonna communicate, but we got to communicate about this sex. Okay? But before I hit sex, there was something that came across from a younger couple, and I got to put it out there and it's directed at women. I ain't gonna lie, okay? A man asked this. When a man meet a woman and they're dating, things of that nature, but everybody's been living life, there was a question that was asked saying, are you dating someone, and a woman would say, well, I have a friend. What the men want to know is, what does that mean?
How about this? I'm not dating him. I just met him, and he asked me, are you seeing someone? I said, no. And he said, well, are you just by yourself? I said, well, I have a friend. And this is what this chocolate man told me. He said, call me back when you don't have any baggage. And I thought to myself when I hung up the phone with him, I'm like, I'm in Oklahoma, you're in Florida, sir. I don't even know you. What are you talking about? But let's come here. I processed that. I said, what did that mean? And why did he say that? A-type. And I said, oh, I do have a friend. Friend means someone who was interested in me, right? So a fan that was out there that still has some Lady J pom-poms. that was what he was saying. And please be clear, that man, and he might be listening today, I didn't talk to him from that day to this one. I said, don't you ever call me. I was like, Sunshine on Harlem Nights, don't you call me no more. Because wasn't nothing getting ready to trick off the relationship that I knew. I just met him, but it cored in my spirit that when he said friend, he wasn't talking about just some random guy that I went to school with and we classmates and we're cool. No, this is someone who got some pom-poms out. So I think I think that a lot of times it's two roads. And Sheila, you the single crew right now. I'm gonna let you hold us down. Sometimes there are friends with benefits, and there are just classmate friends where, y'all see each other at the class reunion.
Y'all ain't got no damn friends. You can beat that out, can't you? I'm a Christian, but we got to be real. Y'all know y'all ain't got no darn friends, no classmates. Y'all not freaking lying. Y'all old as hell.
I was honest.
Yeah.
Sheila?
When last time y'all went to a reunion?
Do you have friends, Miss Gwen?
On Facebook?
I do. I have male friends. And I mean, my husband has female friends, and we're comfortable in that because it's a matter of trust. But I mean, we don't have the friends with benefits, but we have the friends that are just relational friends that we do conversate with.
But when these women say, when a man asks a woman and say, hey, what do you do to something? She said, well, I have a friend. She ain't talking about your friend.
No, she's not talking about that
That's what we're
type
trying to
of
get
friend.
clarity on, right?
In a
About the one with
marriage,
the
in a
pom-poms.
marriage, we shouldn't have that type of friends because you asked the question about prior to marriage and marriage. In marriage, we shouldn't have that type of.
But women are hiding inside a friend. You know what I mean? And in that interpretation of
Calling
that,
it friend.
mature women says, "No, oh yeah, that's my friend. That's da 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 da." That is, but men are saying we ain't buying that because why you sliding in my DM? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why you got all these other dynamics going? So Sheila, what you say?
So, okay, I'm going to say from a single standpoint, when women say they have a friend, then they're clearly they're dating. They are dating, and that is allowed to say you have a friend. You have not made a commitment. I'm sure that, when you were touring colleges, you didn't just take the first college that you stopped at. You made several stops on your tour to see which college would be best for you. That is called adulting when you are single. You don't just, say, I'm not seeing anyone, because that's not the truth. But if you have a friend, you have a friend. Now, in marriage, that's a different story. At that point, that friend better be an acquaintance that you would have absolutely no trouble with your mate having dinner, sitting down, inviting over. There can't be any secrets, because that's when it gets crooked real fast, is when women call their play dates. We don't have play dates when we're married. No. But you have play dates. Yes, you do.
Let's shoot it over to Jan, and we'll come back to Jan. Okay, because you're around a lot of young women. Whatever, these women today. When these girls say, "Hey, you know what I mean? This girl, that's my friend."
That's their cuddy buddy.
What you call them, baby?
The cuddy partner.
Cuddy buddy.
What's a cuddy partner?
Baby, like a cuddy. I'll show you today. I'll show it to you later. Anyway.
They're friends with benefits. But honestly, I have friends, male friends, and Roger's comfortable. If I can't talk to you around Roger, then, he's very comfortable. They talk to him on the phone, but it's people that I grew up with. Got to understand, I grew up around boys, so I have male friends, but he's very comfortable.
Got you. All right, Shan, let's dial up in your DM, girl. When you talk about...
I would say the same thing, though. The friends that I have that are male, they're all the same people that my husband already knows.
Yeah.
Whether they're from high school, you know what I mean? Things like that. We're educated. And if we're having a conversation with them, we have no problem showing them, here, this is the message. I just want to show you what's going on. Mm-hmm. Not because I have to, but because I respect you so that you understand what's going on and what's the conversation. Right. And especially, like you said, if you're in the middle of counseling or, say it's marital or something like that with a friend or whatnot, say, hey, I'm just letting you know this is what's going on. This was being conversated about. But as far as I'm just going to go hang out with my friend. No, it's a respect thing. Because you know what? My spouse is my best friend.
Yeah. Right.
That's the only friend I need to be. That's the only friend I need cutting a buddy with.
Do you want to own your own restaurant but don't want to do it alone? Do you currently own a restaurant but you're struggling with keeping your doors open? United Franchise, the owners of the award-winning brands Sinorama, Transworld, Accurate Franchising, John Smith Subs with 1,600 locations in over 80 countries, has partnered with Celebrity Soul Food to open the fastest-growing Southern cuisine restaurant chain all around the world. New territories available in a city near you. We're now taking applications for franchise owners. Call now, 310-975-7131, or go to www.celebritiesoulfood.com. Call now, 310-975-7131, or go to www.celebritiesoulfood.com. Call now, 310-975-7131.
Katie and Raj, I'm going to throw this at you guys, then I'm going to let the girls respond to it, okay? Do you think at some point in a woman, or if it even exists at all, that women don't check passwords, don't look in phones, don't look through comments, don't look in clothing, all the things that we probably see on TV? Is there a phase of a woman's life that they ever just absolutely stop?
Well, that's a trick question there, Doc, now. But I like it, though. I would say, yeah, there is a time and age where they stop, and that's when be like Lady J, that maturity come in. when they get maturity, or when they, like she said, I mean, hey, it is what it is. If I ain't finna go through all that mess worrying about what's in your phone, this and that and all that, she ain't got time for it. You do have those, but then you have those that even they are mature, but the man is giving them that assumption or making it seem like something's going wrong. So now she's gonna go ahead and check. So even though she's mature and say I ain't with her, she's gonna, because now you're putting it in her face now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my take on that. Absolutely.
Let's see. I don't want to say this.
I love it.
I believe everyone has phases in their life, and sometimes people just still stay in the same phase. That's already been passed. As far as the phone issue, if you're married, there's no more passcodes. There's no more anything. There's been times that her phone's broke. Babe, take my phone for the day. Why are you going around? Don't worry about it. Have everybody call you. But it's a lot of marriages that that I know. They're like, you let your wife get your phone? Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah. It's not. There's no more secrets.
Right.
You live in that married life. That's what I call that. That's married life. For me, I don't have any male friends, and it's really intentional for me because I have people that are close to him that I like. We're cool, and we have respect. But I'm talking about a friend. I don't have one man that I pick up my phone and call. I'm like you, Shannon. My best friend is him. I'll call him and say, Doc, I need a counseling session. If it's counseling, if there's a spiritual dynamic that I'm searching for, I go to my husband. And I know that's rare, but that's just me. But I'm gonna tell you why. And I told him this day one, because he asked me that question day one. It showed me who he was, and so for me, many women have, this is the boundaries and don't cross over here. My circle is real big. As good as my husband is to me, I feel like he deserves that. I don't ever want some man to ever get lost. I don't want one of my friends to get too close to me because they think lady is so nice and so kind and she's so great that they start getting some type of an attraction. I don't want to manage that, so I keep distance. I just don't even want to ever have to deal with it, so I just keep the distance for me, and then I don't want him to have to, burn nothing down. So for me, I just keep it safe for everybody. And I've been like that. Have you ever known me to have a male friend? Look at this. I've never.
I don't monitor it. I think it's some place too with men. I mean, you get beyond all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, to me, it's a lot of energy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get exhausted. So I feel like when I got married, I took a deep breath, like, whew, or whatever. Because at this point, I'm like, if that's what you're doing, then hell, all I need to do is split this mortgage. I'm just something. I mean, because this don't make no sense to me. So I ain't got no energy for all of it. So teach his own. Sex. SEX. Ladies, it's 2021. Men, 2021. Okay? Honestly, do women, it's a twofold question, one towards women, one towards men, jump into however you see fit. Women, do you guys feel like you're under a different type of pressure when it comes to sex or the expectation of it? And for the men, do we have a different expectation of sex than back in the day, whether with our parents or whomever? Has the expectation changed? Women, are you under a different type of pressure of the understanding of what we want out of sex and how often, and men giving them an answer? Do we have a different expectation of sex that you've seen that have changed through the years that you feel like? You know what I mean? Start with you, Raj. What you say?
Well, I mean, as far as me, I got to have it. Like, we married. You the only one this what I dream of you. I feel you in my sleep, So I got to have it.
Gotta have it.
Got to have it. No,
like water and air.
I'm telling you.
Gotta have it. The three, or you just die. No oxygen, no liquid. We dehydrated. Y'all women ain't finna deep on this conversation. We finna get the men and then we gonna get to y'all.
I mean, you just me. Got to have it.
Got to have it. KD, you heard my man?
I'm shouting with you. I'm shouting, baby. I'm doing my dance with you. Because they already know they already know my answer to that question here. We had this discussion a while back, but I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I don't care how. You could be asleep. Just allow me. Don't. It's all good. You know. Anytime that I want it, you don't even have to participate. You know what I'm saying? You know, at least 2 days out the week you need to participate, but the other 5 days, just let her go to sleep. Let me handle what I need to handle, and we both sleep good. So that's what it is.
Miss Gwen said,
"Hey, rain, sleep, or shine."
Miss Gwen, when he told us that on the show, I said that was rape.
I
don't even know what that is.
That man said, just give an answer. He didn't say that was not assault or what have you. He said you need to go to bed knowing. And just posture yourself and go to sleep. That's all my man said. Ain't that right, KD? That's all my man said. Interpret my
God,
man.
hold on, one thing though. You may need to try because them sleep muscles, something serious, baby.
I have never, ever.
Something wrong with that boy. You hear me? Something wrong with him.
The tribe don't know how to work those awake, baby.
Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach.
Listen, get on in the game, Sheila. Come on.
Oh, okay. Listen, I heard a lot of I, and me. What you all men need to understand, and women, whether you say it today or not, but I know it's true. We got a strong drive. When you're thinking about it, we're thinking about it. When we're eating and talking to our girlfriends and at work and all that, we're thinking about it. What we want is for you to go longer than a 3-minute song. So that means that you got to start slowly. You got to start from the bottom. Maybe that's the toe, maybe that's the bottom, but you got to work it slowly. You see, you need to be able to go through a playlist before you get to all this stuff Katie's talking about, all that gotta have it. If you've done right by her, you'll get as much as you want. You don't have to think about it, dream about it. You could get it. You could come home from work. You could get her at work and say, come outside. We're going around the corner. If you really want to know, that's what women, that we have that kind of drive. We do. So you're not thinking about it more than we're thinking about it. And the tribe, I'm telling you right now, the tribe vibe, they're always on and ready. So I would suggest maybe get the playlist and start slowly, Katie. Start slow. You're getting there too fast. Sorry.
Wake up. Y'all be asleep.
Yeah, we're not asleep. We might be bored, but we're not asleep.
I love it.
Hard.
That is, listen.
Oh my God,
that is
so hard.
look, that's LA
They
all
are going
day.
so hard. Sheila and KD,
I love it.
Y'all are going hard.
Grace.
Ooh.
Look, the Grace family over here. I gotta hear the other half from the gotta have it to the
Jan. Ladies, okay. Is there a different, do y'all feel a different pressure, a different dynamic at this point about sex? And then also, for all you guys, still respond to what was said too. But okay.
Listen, we're not stay-at-home moms. We're doing everything the man is doing plus.
Okay.
So you want it this many times, but I'm tired. But of course, he along with Katie, sleep rings, shine. He gonna get his.
Oh, glory!
I know that's right.
Okay. Look here, y'all. This is tell all. Yeah, this is tell all. Please put the camera on me, Avery. Please put the camera on me.
Watch it. So, guys, because we're uncensored and we live. I ain't never did this before ever. Y'all gonna just be able to hear them out loud because you can't see them, whatever. But our engineers back in the back, fellas, how much do we have to have sex? Do we need it? Do we have to have it?
I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We
can hear you.
But all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time.
Like water?
Air. I believe in a relationship, especially if you're in a relationship, marriage or otherwise, if you want to keep that man focused on you, This is nature, like back to nature. There's a lot of gazelles out there. Like, if you want to keep that man focused on you, right? then you need to take care of your man. That's it.
They dropped the microphone.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna give it to y'all, guys. We're just trying to get our input in here. Rich, what you say? What you say, Rich? What you say?
I agree with Avery. I mean, you know, hey, when it's time, it's time. That's it. You know.
Okay. Please put the camera on Miss Gwen and Shannon because they over there cutting up right now. They just
I am with Miss Sheila 100%. You can get all you want, however you want, whenever you want. But we need more than just the and I just gotta have it, sleep, woke, whatever. We want the love making. We want the sex and we want it in its entirety. Not just the little bits and pieces you want to give us because you just gotta have it.
Okay.
No. No, Katie. No. No.
Like a slave.
No.
Feel like sex.
Keep your 3 minutes and give us what we need, and we'll give you all of what you want.
All the time, though?
What Katie sound like a sex trafficking. That's like
3 minutes is a heavyweight belt, right? Look, Mike Tyson knocked out him with less.
Nah, y'all ain't finna do that. Y'all ain't finna do that to KD. No, see, y'all ask me how I want it all the time. I start from A to Z, baby. Amen. You see what I'm saying? My alphabet start from the bottom all the way to the top. So it ain't no 3-5 minutes, none of that. Yeah, you know, but what I'm saying is, I got you 2 days, then the other 5 is whenever I want.
So listen to this. This is online. LaToya says, get it, it's yours. See, this is the thing. Don't be telling us, it's yours, daddy. It's yours, daddy. It's yours. If it's mine, then what we debating about? I'm like, Bernie Mac, hush. Hush, if it's mine. Then don't say it's mine. Because obviously it's your property still. First of all, Crayona says, we want an experience.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Now, go ahead, Miss Shannon, because I don't want to interrupt. We coming back, Miss Shannon. Go ahead with yours. Go ahead with yours.
I think I understand exactly what Ms. Gwen's talking about. You want that intimacy. Now, not to say the 3 minute every once in a while is okay. I mean,
it's okay sometimes.
Sometimes, because sometimes we are tired.
Please protect the 3 minutes. Protect that.
We'll take 3 minutes sometimes. Let's just, because sometimes that's all you got. Let's just be clear, right? Exactly. That's all you got. And I'm going to give you my 3 minutes.
You better get yours.
Right.
All I got.
But at the same token, though, if you are in that type of relationship, especially in marriage, you do need that intimacy time. You don't want this to just be fly by the seat of your pants just because you feel something. We got to still know, like, there is that connection. Right. Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole point, to really connect? Because we say, oh, that's my best friend. That's, you talk about, oh, I'm trying to satisfy all these needs and stuff to keep focused. But are you just focused on this? Because there should be that deeper connection that's going to want to dig deeper, that you're going to want to come back to the well. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Ma'am.
Right.
So you want to keep that well flowing, but it can't be just hit it and get it whenever you want to.
Yeah. Now this is going to be uncensored now, but I got to give it to you guys to support what Shannon said. LaToya said it, because I like to give our fans they deal it, and it supports what you're saying. She said, listen, look here, fellas, because this was the same woman that said, hey, get it, it's yours. But she said, but be clear about this. We can't just do no blow in the ear, twitter the nipple, and stick it in. That ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Now, there is another situation. So I hear about the 3 minutes, but then there's another deal, and I want to deal with Ms. Jan said, but I want to take it just a little further. I want to jump on that. There are some men, rightfully so, that last longer. How much is too much? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Especially when people are working and got life going, things of that nature. What if you're dealing with a man that, listen, he doing all that, but every session is like that? Can you take it? Now, you said it's ours, but do you really want us to take you through the whole act?
You guys don't
every time.
I'm banned.
KD.
No, I'm vetoing.
Roger.
I'm vetoing. Nobody say nothing.
Facebook.
Nobody say nothing.
Y'all want it all the time. Hey,
Avery.
Richie Avery.
Avery, put the TV over here.
They said
I asked for it. Put the TV over here. True scenarios, because he cut me off. Because this is the tell all. This is the end all. My husband said he don't want no sleepy
Oh, no poo-poo. Well, let me say this to you. No, let me correct. Not sleeping. I don't do the lazy poo-poo. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be honest, if I can be frank.
Let's tell it all.
Well, hell, I had active poo-poo when I was single, so I didn't get into marriage for us to become lazy. Things of that nature. I'm going to be honest. For a man, now they can correct me if I'm wrong or whatever, I don't ever, to me, poor sexual activity will make me feel old quickly. And I'm not old, you know what I'm saying? So to keep my youthfulness, this boy got to work. He got to move. He got to push on. You know what I'm saying? So my thing of it is, now let me say this to you. I understand, ladies. Don't jump all on me. The work and the things of that nature. I do whatever I can to make your life easy. So if you talk to me, don't have it in your head. Talk to me, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Hell, if we need to get a nanny. If we need to get somebody to do clothes, what you can't do is cut off my oxygen. You can't. In some areas of our life, hell ain't negotiable. You know what I'm saying? So tell us the areas where we can maneuver to free you up some energy so that you can come in laced up. That's all I'm saying, because this is the one. Guys, hell, we don't have many areas. I'm gonna be like this right here. How I treat sex for men is like closets. You can go get a new house. Hell, the woman always get the biggest one. What I'm saying is, for the man, it's all we got. It's all, listen, what's all we got? All the other thing is the big TV. So
part two.
Can we have this?
Listen, part two, Avery, keep the film on me. And Dr. J don't want no 3 minutes. He don't want no 5 minutes. He wants an entire session. When we first got married, I asked him, sir, do you know what a drive-through is? Do you know? Do you know what that looks like?
Y'all know transparency. I keep 100. This is what I don't get. Okay, two things. Just two, okay? And I'm going to throw it out there, but here's all transparency, because this is my mindset, especially growing up, what have you, and you can use this however you want to, but my thing is with men too, if that's the situation, but I'm talking as a man to a woman. As a woman, I see women give a lot of energy to other things, such as work. I get it. Make the check, but I get it, right? You give that energy. You give the energy to the kids. You give the energy to your church. What have you? It's just now that it come home to your intimacy, a delicate area in our relationship, I got to get your leftover. I'm sorry. I really want to call it a high value man or not. Hell, I'm not negotiating. That's just me. What have you? I don't have to. I don't want to. And I feel like I came in a relationship telling you that. So I'm not cutting a corner on my sexual experience because I'm like this right here. You listen.
Give up the church.
How can you give, guys? I don't understand something that you know is important. That's what you say. We say it in church. We have a communication about it. You say it's important. Now, we say it's like oxygen and water. I don't know if we're on the same page with that as women, but we're saying this is a lifeline for us. And that's the one place you want us to be reasonable? Reasonable in what? It's our nature. God gave it to us. We want it. We crave it. We embrace it. We need it. And we're saying we want to do it with you. And you pissed if we do it with somebody else. So watch this. So you won't fulfill it, but you won't move out the way either. That's selfish as hell.
That's selfish.
That's selfish as hell.
Now look at your girl that came in. Your girl that came in. Miss Gwen, what she said?
I'm with you, dog, this time. And that is so true. That is selfish. If you don't want to satisfy, you don't want to give it to him, and he can only get it from you, that is selfish. Yeah. You need some balance. You need some balance in your life. You need to go and you need to cut down on some of those other things and those other activities that you have going on in your life so you can satisfy your husband. Because then you're going to have a problem when he out here looking somewhere else. He may not go and bite off that tree, but he may go over there and caress it a little bit if you're not doing what you need to do. So I agree. You need to stop being so selfish and give him what he needs. He does need to also be understanding that there are some days that I am tired. There are some days that I am exhausted. Maybe start me off with a nice massage, and it may turn into the intimacy. But don't just expect me every day to be ready to just go, Yeah.
Okay, two things for you. One is I want to compliment you because I think every man in the country stood up and clapped like this. I want to say, we sure thank you. We sure thank you. Now, ladies, Katie, you'll appreciate this, okay? Roger, I think you'll appreciate this, what have you. And fellas, I think y'all appreciate this. This is the compromise, though. If your body's too tired, why you can't, can we just be frank? Why you can't just give some head? Why you know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest with you. But I'm gonna be honest with you. But I'm talking about some exciting head, not that I'm sleepy head. You know what I mean? I'm talking about at least get up and perform. Go to bed.
Golly.
Cause you didn't want to do it, but why you want to?
This is about as uncensored and tell all-ish that you can get. Sheila, please help your sister.
I fall asleep, the mouth open.
Sheila.
What is the question?
Sheila, they said that we should be enthused. So even though we're tired or we're exhausted, what your brother here said is that can you at least have oral sex? If you don't feel like doing
enthusiastically though,
but with motivation.
Oh.
He didn't say oral sex.
I said head, but you know.
Yes. Is it fellatio? Is that what we're talking about now?
Yes.
Here's the thing. I have to tell you, women, listen up. You cannot use the punani as a weapon. You cannot. If you need help during the day, take a nap. Okay, this is supposed to be a shared experience. I understand we all get tired. I get tired. I have been married. I've been single. I have done all of that. But you learn in a relationship, especially with women, because we do want an intimate relationship. We want a great sex life. We want someone with that sex drive. We want someone that wants to just break. Listen, you shouldn't look like you just made up your face and your hair's all done. By the time that intimate sexual encounter is done, you should look like a train wreck. And you should be on that train for the whole time. So if you don't feel like it, then I suspect that you need to go ahead on and scoot on down and handle him and take care of him and put him to sleep so you can get some sleep.
Put him to sleep. Hashtag that. Hashtag that. Put him to sleep.
I think,
and you can go to bed.
I think that I'm getting ready to.
My God.
I think I'm getting ready to
Won't
go fellatio Dr. J right now.
Won't he
Because
do it?
y'all just have put a demand. I'm ready to stop in the middle of shorts, but y'all said
we got about 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes, girl. We can hold on. 8 more minutes.
Okay, but I want to answer because you done put. Don't you move. It'll be a next season. Let's be clear. This is tell all. You went around the room and you were asking about can we just do that? And I know they're going crazy on social media right now. Jan, in a tired day where we've worked 10, 12 hours, and do you think it's proper enthusiastically? Please, let's make sure.
No, and I don't want an experience if I'm tired. Just give me the 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He want to experience every time.
Amen.
Okay.
Like, no.
But there's some documentaries. I mean, like shorter version. You just condense it.
He don't know how to.
No. But power punch it. You gotta.
This one
No,
right
show.
here.
He doesn't know how to.
Look, season 2, we probably gonna have to start out with this because this right here, I'm putting him on Front Street because he 18 years. Nothing has ever altered. There has been no short film. There's been and you know what? Oh, what y'all said, go pray. Miss Gwen said, and Sheila told me to go take a nap. I'm going to.
No. Let me make y'all laugh, though. Let me make y'all laugh, because I'm going to tell you, one is how good great God is, right? So about a couple years back, something happened. My chest was hurting me, right? And I went to the doctor, and they didn't understand it or what have you, and they wanted to put me on this med. And I didn't want to take the med or things of that nature. And then the head cardiologist came. He said, listen, if it was me, he said, listen, I have a son. He takes it. You'll be able to get off of it, but you need to take it. I said, okay, let's do it. But then this is how the conversation got messed up. He said, listen, no. He said, but it may mess with your sex drive. First of all, I said, number one, I said no first, absolutely. I said, we can't do this. Is there a natural way to, or what we need to do? You know, he said, no, you need to take it. I said, well, break it down to me, because I understand medically. Talk to me about what it does so we can see where this goes. He just says, some men they can't get aroused or things of that nature. I said, okay. I prayed about it, of course, what have you. I said, they don't know me or whatever, right? And sure enough, I think she heard that. She probably got relief, like,
Give it to him today.
But for me, girl, please, that medicine was like water. No.
That
absolutely
man took that pill, he don't even know. He probably need to go back into the testing. It ain't do nothing.
Like, the devil lie. I prayed against that thing so hard. That's a lie. Or what have you? So let me go with this lady. I got to. Okay. So let's do this about it so we can wrap up. Ladies, what do you need to stay motivated?
For me, it's the mental motivation.
Okay.
You if you caress me mentally, just the text messages or the phone calls or just something sweet. If you caress me mentally, then I'm there. I am there. There's no prime pump, none of that. Just caress me mentally. Just give me those thoughts of what you want to do to me.
Yes, ma'am. I know that's right. I can't wait to talk to Daddy. Daddy, I got to call her, Daddy.
Right now. Let me
Text her right now, Daddy. Right now, Daddy.
I guess it really goes back to like the 5 love languages. You know, you've heard people talk about that. So for me, it'd be more like just acts of service. Like, again, you're talking about, you know, when the kids in the house and when you got the things going on. Just by my husband offering on his own without me having to say, hey, honey, do you mind if... Yeah, that's no problem. Or he does, like, say, even like the laundry, something like that. Those are the things that motivate, like, oh, okay. He cares enough about what I've got going on. It's not just about him. I'm tired. I worked all day on this, because he also values what I do. He sees areas that he can help take a little load off. Then I'm like, okay, I'm not tired. I can spend my evening. I can enjoy my time with you, right? And I don't want to give leftovers, because someone did mention that. You know, you feel like you're giving the leftovers, which we shouldn't. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to be honest about it and we're going to be biblical, right? If we're going to give our first fruits to God, well, we got to be giving our first fruits to our husbands too, right?
I like it.
But at the same token, it's not just about us submitting to our husbands, right? Because in vice versa, he's going to, like y'all said, that he wants it with you.
Right.
But, you know, and I've been guilty of it too, being too much of a Martha and not much of a Mary. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, even 24 years later, it's like, hey, you need to set some of that down. Come over here. Let's spend some time. And guess what? My life's going to be a lot easier and much more enjoyable, right? And so is his.
That's good.
And those expectations all of a sudden start to go out the door, because now we're not going, well, she ain't giving me this and he ain't doing that. And all of a sudden, it's like we're able to blend together and flow, because now that's not a hang up.
I have to agree with Shannon. You know, the acts of service without me asking. Just do it. That's a whole turn on.
Yep, right there.
Just excited.
Did he take notes?
You might just be naked if you're doing the laundry.
Girl, your house about to get clean.
No, he might be in there naked doing laundry. Girl, I'm folding these clothes today.
Sophisticated Sheila.
Well, you know, I love all of the things that the ladies had to say, you know, the romance, you know, the just being thoughtful, you know, it all starts in the head for the women anyway. It's a mental, it's an emotional connection, and all of that is true. Those things, taking some of the day-to-day things that we want to do is talk about our feelings and get some of that stress out. So sometimes just the conversation is going to help ease some of that and get us ready mentally. But there are other nights when men, you just have to forego all of that and grab her by the hair and do what you got to do. And you know, I'm going to keep it real from the tribe. Sometimes you just got to just go in there and be aggressive, because women do also like that. They like for you to come in and just, we're doing it now, get in there right now. And that's okay too. But I think it all starts in the head for women. We are emotional creatures. And so you've got to have dialogue. You've got to have conversation. You got to know your partner enough to know that, you know, if she's tired, you need to key in on that. If she needs to have conversation, you need to know that. But most importantly, you got to ask what it is that she likes. Does she like foreplay? Does she like to just get right to it? Does she need a little coaxing? Does she need a shower, a bath, a massage? I mean, men kind of got to do a little bit of investigating with your woman to know exactly how to get her in the mood.
I want to say this. First of all, I want to say that this has been a phenomenal season. Honestly, I think for me, it's about consideration. It's just consider it all. You know, I 100% agree. We had a whole conversation last week at the table, and I said, you're right, because it is not, you know, responsible to be like, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, or to try to play fiddle. I love what he said about he see you going in everywhere else, and then when you get to him, you know, now all of a sudden you dumbfounded, but you bright about everything else. So I agree with that. But for me, it's about just consideration. Consider the person you're with. You should know who you are with. and that I love you. So this isn't, I'm not trying to take care of you. We really got to figure this out. So it's just consideration for me. Great doctor.
Thank you. So, KD, question for you as a man, so we can get some perspective here. Your personal experience, other men that you're around, just honest conversation. We heard what the women said. Now, from a man's perspective, how can a woman keep us as men desiring them sexually? This is total physical. What can women do to keep us, not motivated, desiring them and only them in this particular area?
Well, I'm gonna speak first for myself. It's the expectation. When you know what I expect, you know my expectations, right? You know I want it all the time and this and that, things of that nature. Now, one of the young ladies just said something that I didn't realize that I probably do when she said something about you got to caress my mind, my body, you got to do all that first. I was like, man, for what? But then I thought about it. I think I do that every day also. I guess when I walk by and touch on the butt or feel a breast or something, I guess that's initiating, what I want later on, So, but as long as she understand my expectation and she's willing, if she's willing and I know that, so it don't matter. I'm ready. I'm gonna do my thing. Now, on the other side of that, what the men will say, I'm gonna speak for the men of the streets as well. You have to be open. We want you to be open to head. We want you to be open to experiencing other things, that keep us engaged. We don't just want the same old, same as this term. Let's try something different. Be open. So that's what's going to keep us excited and motivated and wanting it. That's my take on it. This your boy Katie the Voice.
Roger?
Just do more. Go above and beyond the expectation. Because I think people only just put sex in a small box or category, and it felt okay. Well, as long as either or gets there,
Getting off, yeah.
That's okay. No, it's an experience. So it should be like a movie every single time.
Guys, we got married. We came out.
Amen.
We came. Can we just have this is not egotistic. This and I'm gonna tell you, I'm sure women, y'all got your own testimonies. Are powerful. I got you. Oh, whatever. But just for a second, just let us have 10 seconds. Guys, we came out the street. We came from wherever we come from. What I'm saying is, we got into a marriage. Do you guys know the perception is, from a male perspective, that if in fact you get married, the sex is going to decline? Why would you want that to be said about that? When the whole point, first of all, people lie for so many reasons they got married, whether economics or whatever. But one of the biggest, as Christians, one of the biggest things that was supposed to be resolved is sexual sin. Mm-hmm. How do now, God gave me something I want, but he put restrictions on me. But then I did it right and got married, and he loosed them. But now I'm back in bondage. And then he gave me something, and all I've heard tonight was conditions. So God liberated me, and then the woman has to find me and condition me to how I have to access it. I thought I did that when I got married.
I don't think I heard any conditions.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was ready.
Do
The fellas heard it.
Do the laundry,
The girls, the fellas, we heard it.
Massage my shoulder first.
But all I heard was expectation. Was the same word from the men.
But see, that's the discrepancy. Is that you guys see this as a conversation of equality. And it's not. People are punishing each other and tearing each other down for feeling and being built the way you are. When I thought marriage was about the compromise anyway. And if we're becoming one, then why am I talking back to myself? Why am I denying myself? I didn't think it was a conversation to be had. I thought we just going to do what needs to get done Because that's what we do.
Mine's is yours, yours is mine.
We see the economics that way.
But that's true.
You know?
I'm not a robot.
So let me ask you this right here then. Well, you're a business owner, but prior to all that, what I don't ever understand, I've never seen nobody go into their work and tell their supervisor, hell, I'm tired today. Shush, I'm sleepy. Look here, this work right here, I'm gonna just put my head down for a second. And nobody does that. What happens in a relationship, and this is the honest God truth, and y'all can deny it all day long, but I want to leave it like this. What happens is, even in a good relationship, it ain't about the sex, it ain't about the work, whatever. All that's happened is a good thing. You love each other and you're there, but you done got too comfortable. Too comfortable. Because guess what? You would have never did that if we was dating.
Right.
You would have never. If I would have called you middle of the night, come through, and you leaving the job. You leaving the job. Still in it.
That part.
Can I get a shower when I get there? Shoot, forget that. Still dirty out. You would have.
It's a fact.
You right.
Complacency.
It's a fact.
Complacent. You have turn love into abuse. What have you? The complacency and the taking for granted. As if you're thinking that person, if God see fit to wake you up in the next day, that they'll still be there. Don't be shocked if your bed end up empty.
Absolutely.
So true.
I'm just saying.
Doc, that's so profound. But I believe that in every dynamic that we've talked about today, what you just said, when it comes to communication, when it comes to money, and when it comes to sex, I think that everybody becomes complacent and everybody just starts doing whatever they want to do. And you're right. I don't think that anyone feels like that it's in jeopardy.
But there's a danger, and this is why I want the men to just hear me on, right? Because this is what women don't know. I'm talking about a good man, a godly man. Hear me, ladies. A good man will still stay, right? But this is the worst thing you ever want a man to do, is to accept what you're throwing at him, to basically settle in that. And they're physically present, but they are emotionally gone. They have concluded, they're detached from you. You may as well divorce that man, because I promise you, he ain't your man no more. And don't be petty about he's with another woman. He's not. He just still ain't with you. You know what I mean? You can call it resentment, anger, or whatever it is. It's unprocessed feelings that don't have nowhere to go. It's stuck in like purgatory or prison. That's a bad place for a man to be in, because then they become frustrated and it spills over in other parts of their life, and they ain't gonna blame nobody but you.
This is the tell-all. This is the tell-all. Dr. J, look here. I have myself in all these seasons, and we talk about it, KD and Sheila, and we send love to Bishop, who's traveling, our other co-host, Bishop Donnie Williams. We have talked about every scenario this season. And at the end of the day, it's the truth and nothing but the truth. Then we say, so help us God. Sometimes we can't deal with that. And we talked about, Katie said it's screaming, but, can you handle the truth? But sometimes we really can't. I've had to process things and digest things in our relationship and think, well, how was I that tuned out? Sometimes you don't even realize how tuned out you get, because we get in the hustle and the bustle of what we think. And I want to say this, and I know we've got to wrap up season 1. But you told me something years ago, and this is where I find myself 18 years later. You said, don't give me what you want me to have. Give me what I'm asking you for. And that was this week's profoundness for me, running into that building. I can't come in a building and tell you what you want, and the building's burning. I'm saying, save the picture, save the pots. You may say, no, don't save that. Save this. Give the person that you with what they're asking you for and not what you think that they should have. My guilt has been, I'm going to show up. I'm going to make every vision and dream you have. You want a building, you want a business, I'm going to be that make it happen chick. And really, at the end of the day, I 18 years later realized that as much as we have, you really want me bent over.
In one of them buildings.
In one of them buildings. In one of them buildings, in one of them houses. But I do want to say this amazing, kudos to you for an amazing season, Dr. J. and all the lives that you impact all over the world. I cannot wait to season 2. We have to hear your relationship uncensored as we get ready to close out this season. To every fan, all of our co-hosts, KD, Sheila, everybody who joined us in the studio tonight, thank you for being a part of this movement and changing relationships all over the world. When we come back, we're going to hear Dr. J, the counselor's Relationship Uncensored, and he's going to close us out. We'll be right back.
Relationships Uncensored.
You need someone to be brutally honest with you.
Dr. J is getting ready to rip the Band-Aid off your relationship and deal with your wounds,
Your disappointments,
your thoughts.
and even your desire to just say quits with your relationship.
Stop lying to your kids.
Stop lying to your mate.
Stop lying to your church.
And more importantly, stop lying to yourself.
Dr. J says what he means.
But know this. He's Dr. J. So he means what he says.
It's that time for Relationships Uncensored.
Good evening, Faith family. This is your boy, Dr. J, and this is my Relationship Uncensored. You know, tonight is really very easy for me, you know, as you know that marriage is life, and life can be messy. So marriage, you know, sometimes can go through different experiences and different journeys of growth. At the end of the day, what I've learned is don't run away from friction. As a matter of fact, sometimes friction can help grow you up. So all we simply saying today for each of you, no matter what vast of life you find yourself in, maybe you're newly married, maybe you're thinking about getting married in a serious relationship, or maybe you seem to be a vet or mature in a relationship of your marriage. But at the end of the day, don't take each other for granted. You know, friction comes, but friction goes. You know, that's why they always say, you know what, let's make love. Well, love can't be made. Love just always abound. People leave people. Love never leaves you. So stop running away. Stop not confronting it. Let's deal with each other and let's be real. All that was really discussed today is what people are saying is let's not be complacent. There's necessary time in business, in life, ministry, leadership that you say, you know what, strategy, it's time to go beyond the norm. Well, the same thing in marriages and in relationship. There's time that normal is just normal, but there's time that that relationship is in need of an infiltration, penetration of doing exceedingly abundantly above anything you could ask, think, or imagine you could do. Do it anyway. All we really want to see is you try. That by itself is sexy, it's intimate, and it's vulnerable. And it means that you truly love me because you'll go beyond yourself. That's why we call marriage becoming one. This is your boy, Dr. J. This is Relationship Uncensored. Listen, season finale, tell all. You have not seen the best of us yet. We're going to be coming back next season. Harder, better, and bigger. Make sure you go out to Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, KJLHradio.com, and all the other platforms. Follow us on drjthecounselor.com. If you need counseling, make sure you go out there, man. Get the different services. We have a lot of services that can help you, support you, get your aid. If you're thinking about suicide, if you're thinking about harming yourself, make sure you call the hotlines, get support. Go to someone that you can trust. Go to a counselor. Go to your pastor. If you're in a domestic violence situation, get some help. But get out first and get the help that you need. This is your boy, Dr. J. This is my girl, Lady J. And all this is my family that I roll with as my co-hosts and guests. God bless you, man. We'll see you at the top. Be blessed, be well.
Dr. J, counselor. Dr. J, counselor.